office in 2010. She worked in the pilot for the next couple of years after branching, building her skills. 2 of those years working as a pilot sales manager. And she just took the leap to start building her dream as a district manager this summer, May of 2014. She's currently the #1 in the region for the Silver Cup race, #2 nationally in the Silver Cup race, one of the top new DMs in the region. And just as a new district manager, she's going to share a little bit about her experience of taking the leap of becoming a district manager with the company. Let's give Emily Bennett a round of applause.
All right. So I just wanted to start with just kind of why I decided to be a district manager and how I decided to. So I remember, I think it was the fall of my senior year of college, and I was getting ready to graduate, and I just finished running the pilot for a second summer, and I didn't really know kind of what to do at that point. I was kind of like, I should probably go district, but it sounds kind of scary, and I don't know, will I actually be good at that thing? And I just remember, I just didn't know what to do when I graduated. I was studying psychology, and you can't really do anything with psychology unless you go to grad school, and I didn't really want to do that because I've already been in school for 6 years and figured, I should probably figure that out soon. So I remember thinking, like, why do I not want to run a district office? Like, why would I not do that? Like, I've been with the company for 5 years or 4 years at the time. Like, absolutely love working here, love the people, love the environment. And so I couldn't figure out why I was not deciding to go district right away. And I realized that the reason that I just couldn't decide was because I was just nervous. Like, I didn't know if I was actually going to be good at that. Because I had been running the pilot, so that was with Mr. Chumbler. And so, we did well, but was it me or was it him? Was it both of us? I don't know. And so I just remember I finally figured it out. I was like, I just don't know how good I'll be, and that's why I didn't want to do it. And then I was like, wait, that's stupid. That's why I should do it. See how good I can be. And I remember thinking about, it's funny because I remember thinking that that's like any other job. Like whenever you start a new job, it's like, how good will I really be at this thing? Or, can I really do this? And so I decided just to go for it. I was like, you know what? Owe it to myself, see how good I can be. And I didn't really commit to anything huge. It wasn't like a lifetime commitment to DM. It was like, all right, let's try this thing and see how good it can be. And whatever, we'll go from there. And I did not realize how awesome being a DM was going to be when I first opened my office. And now looking back, it's, when I first started and half of this summer and now and then what's coming in the future, it's so cool. So I just want to share with you guys some of the things I love about the district manager opportunity. And for those of you who are still in school, this could be for you. For those of you guys who are not in school, this could be for you. And it might not be too, but either way, the district manager opportunity, it's awesome. First of all, I love the people in Vector. And for you guys who are new here, you probably have met some people here that you're like, wow, they're pretty cool. I remember the people in Vector, that's the first thing that really stood out to me in general in the job. And actually, the first night I got the job, I went home to my mom and I said, Mom, I'm selling knives this summer and the people there are awesome. I don't know how they do it. And that was the one thing for me. And when I first started, I wasn't really the best sales rep in the office or out there. But why I hung in there and why I decided I wanted to learn how to be really good at it was because I just love the people, I love the environment. And so I wanted to be around that. And that's one of the things I still love about Vector. I love coming to these events and getting to meet all these different people, and it's really cool because this is not a normal work event. So if you go home, talk to your friends, they're not doing this type of thing right now, and it's just kind of cool. So I love the people, love the environment, and I love how there's no limit to your success as a district manager. And I'm kind of a control freak sometimes, and so I just, I like being in control of what's going on. And by in control, I love determining how good I'm going to be at something based on how much effort I put in. But I love how as a district manager, really as a manager in general, or a sales rep too, but specifically as a DM, I love having the ability to really determine how good I can be at something based on how much effort I put in. The more I work, the harder I work, the better I'm going to be. And that's, it's awesome. The flexibility. As a DM. So as a district, well, first of all, in schedules, So schedule's really whatever you make it as a district manager. And yeah, there's certain things that you have to do, but you're the one in control. You're the boss. And one of my roommates was moving away to Europe for a year, and she's like, oh, we really want to see you, we really want dinner. What night are you free this week? And I was like, any night, I'll just change my schedule. Like, you're important, I can do that. And so like being able to do things like that, or if things come up that are like really important that I really want to do, like I just move things around, make adjustments, and I'm in control of that. It's awesome. I don't have to ask anybody for permission. It's cool. But also flexibility in what DM can be for you is also really cool. And what I mean by that is, as a district, it's like the best first job you could ever have, in my opinion, at this point. And before I opened up, I didn't realize this, but it's so cool because you can stay for life. That'd be awesome. And it's not like I signed papers saying like I'm gonna stay here forever, although maybe I will. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But either way, learning how to be a district manager and be great at it, like I really can't think of a job that I can't do after I can be a great district manager. And so the skills that people learn in this role, like it's just awesome. It's like you can do anything afterwards. And being able to, it's so cool that Vector allows people to do this too. So taking a position where you're working for a year, 2 years, 3 years, where you're developing skills that are going to help you succeed in anything else that you do in life. You have awesome experience on a resume, make a ton of money, and just setting yourself up for like your dream life. It's just so cool that we can do that. And a lot of people leave Vector after running a district for a couple of years, and they go up to have these like dream jobs that there's no way, like some of these jobs they have no business doing. But they get these jobs because of the experience, because of the skills they've developed, and they rock at them too because they've learned how to be great at this position too. And another thing I love about it is just the values of the company in general. And Mr. Wasserman was giving a talk to some of the managers last night, and he was talking about integrity, and he was talking about leadership, and always telling the truth, and things like this. And I love that we have messages at our company here where managers teach things like that. Not a lot of companies take the time to tell people like how to live life the best way possible. Which is kind of cool. Treat people the right way. I love how the district managers are treated here, by the way. So it's like traveling. Being a DM is really cool. So the travel is awesome. By the way, if you've never won a trip with Vector, this is like your first summer, maybe it's your second week in the job, you're like, I'm not going to win a vacation, what are you talking about? You got to do it at some point, and the vacations are awesome. Vector hooks you up when you're a district manager on these vacations. First of all, it's an awesome location all the time. Like everywhere you go is awesome. But with awesome people too, it makes it the best. And if a company's going to pay me to do my job, and when I do a really good job, pay me even more, and then take me away on a great vacation for doing my job really well, like I'm going to go for that. That sounds pretty cool to me. I love the constant focus on growth. So this is at every level. So it helps, we help reps get better at, every single time we talk to reps, like we're helping them get better at the job. So always focusing on how can you be better, how can you improve, how can you bring your best, and even at the highest level, constantly making improvements to the district manager position. So one of the things that our company does is always trying to figure out the best ways to do everything. So how to be the best sales rep in this moment. And they're always making improvements too, and they do it at the levels of branch manager, district manager, improving those roles. And I just think that's awesome, like constantly seeking out what's best for the people that are doing a great job for the company. All right, so my favorite thing though about being a district, just the opportunity in general, is it's just influencing people at a time where like this can make a difference. And for those of you who have been a branch or an assistant manager, or even just a leader in the office, key staff member, like you'll see it for yourselves. This is a time where like people are really influential. It's people are either going to college for the first time, or they're graduating college, or halfway through or whatever, or even beyond that too. I guess it's never really too late, but just being able to, first of all, be that one person that maybe believes in the people on the team more than anybody else has for them so far in life. And I think about when I was a new rep and how much my managers believed in me, and I wasn't, like I said, the best rep, but I became good because they just kept telling me, they were like, you're good, you're going to be great. And then I became great, and it's really cool. It's an awesome feeling to have when you know that you're making a difference for people, like you're impacting them in a positive way. And I think about some of the reps on my team, and It's so funny, like believing more in people than they believe in themselves. And two of my reps, so Alex and Miles, raise your hands, guys, over there. So over there, they hit the 10K for the push on the car ride to the conference yesterday. And it was the funniest thing too, because I knew they were going to hit the whole time. And I was like 100% sure, but they didn't know all the time. And I remember having conversations with them, and it's different conversations at different times. And I'm pretty sure that they may have stopped believing at some points, which is, it's okay. But I didn't. And I knew that if they just worked so hard and like put everything that they could get, or put everything that they could into it, I knew they could hit the goal because they're talented enough, like they're good enough. And being able to have that confidence and believe in them to the point where they did it and they believed in themselves. And there's always a moment where you hear in their voice, or you'll be talking to a newer rep, you hear in their voice like that confidence or that belief, and you're like, yes, that was me. I influenced that. I love the breakthroughs, watching people grow, seeing their confidence from when they start out, when they interview for the job, to when they come to training, to when they finish their fast work, to once they have their best week or their best day or their first homemaker sale. Some of you guys might be able to relate to like how that feels for you. I'm telling you, it's so much cooler when you teach somebody else how to do it. It feels so good to help people learn those things. And I think about my team, so one of my reps, Evan, when he first started the job, I remember I had a conversation with him. It was like the second day or something, and he was like, well, obviously no one buys the homemaker because, that thing's so expensive. And now he sells $2,500 a week, $3K a week. He sold $6K for the push. And he just crushes the job now. Most of his orders are probably over $400, $500. He sold 3 or 4 or 5 homemakers at this point. And so seeing the difference from that new guy to now, it's awesome. I love it. I can see the confidence, I can see the growth, a huge difference. Or just at any of the reps on my team, all of them. I remember having a conversation with my assistant manager, Sarah, and during the push. And for her, she didn't have the best start to the push, and it's kind of funny because I told her the best thing you can do for the team is not start out strong, because then they can see you finish strong, and that'll give them a lot of confidence. And so she didn't start out strong. She helped me out, helped the team. And I remember having a conversation with her over and over and over again, saying to her, just keep doing it, you're going to be great, don't worry about it, just keep doing it. And it wasn't until Monday, this past Monday, when she called me after a demo. It was 7:30 p.m. and I was driving. She's like, hold on, write down the CPO, I don't know what this is. And she starts telling me whatever it was of the order. And it was a $1,200 order, which wasn't her biggest ever, but biggest for the push. And at that moment, that's when I knew she was going to hit her goal. I knew she was going to do it all along, but I knew that's the moment that she knew that she was going to hit 10K for the push. And those moments of you hear it, you're like, yes, they finally believe. I love it. And then I also love just teaching success habits for life. So the ideas of committing to something no matter what happens, that's a skill for life. So Vector, in my opinion, is not selling knives, although it is. But Vector is hey, let me teach you how to be good at life, and we'll pay you as we do it. And it's awesome. I love the lesson of don't let little things bother you, and I love teaching people this because in life, things come up, and as a DM, as a district, you get to influence the way that people respond to challenges, and that's something that that can determine somebody's level of success in life in general. If they can learn that now, that's huge. And life isn't always perfect, so learning how to handle those challenges is awesome. Being able to teach people that is really kind of cool. I love teaching people just to have fun. And in my office, we all work really hard. My reps will tell you. I work them. And we have a blast though. It's a ton of fun. And never giving up. My favorite day of this push week was the last day, when all I said to every single person on my team was, I said, I don't care what you sell today, you just can't give up. Don't give up on your goals. And we had the craziest things happen that day, where it was magic. And I blamed out, I was like, well, it's magic. And it's just a ton of fun. I love being able to do whatever you want as a district, where you have control over, what you do in the office, what you say to people, the influence that you have, how much fun you're having. It's an absolute blast. And just building something out of nothing that nobody knows really what it's supposed to be. Nobody knows what it should be, what it could be. But being able to just do what you want to do and create something out of nothing, it's the craziest thing. It's so cool. And I remember I'd say 2.5 months ago, middle of May, when I opened up my office, I had no idea what it was going to look like. Didn't know who was going to be there. Didn't know any of the reps, obviously. And it was just Sarah and I. And it took us like a month or more to actually start the office. It was funny because she left for the Army for a couple weeks. And before she left, nothing was happening. Like 3 reps on our team. I was like, Sarah, I can't wait for you to be back. It's going to be awesome. And I was like hoping myself. And I remember right when she left, that's when things like exploded. And she came back and it was awesome. And looking at my team now in the summer and all the success that we've created, it's just an awesome opportunity to have for yourself. An awesome experience. So it's pretty cool to be a district. And it's so much cooler than I ever imagined. So think about it, dream about it, keep the options open for yourself.
Fill this out. The first part is just your information. Your division manager is going to look at every single one of these. So we want to get your feedback so far. You're going to see a few parts of this. The first part is your information, where you're going to school, career sales, where you are with the job so far. And the second part is we want to hear about some of your August goals. That's been one of our focus points so far. So looking at the next couple weeks and your August goals. And then we want to hear a little bit about what you're thinking in terms of future, some of the experience you've had with leadership so far. As your manager comes on tour, we'll be reviewing these with you along with any resumes as we meet with you either in a group setting or individually. So we're going to ask that you really incorporate as much as you can into this. List every leadership experience you can. Keep an open mind as you're filling it out. But this at least gives us a sense of where you are so far, not only with the job, but what you're kind of excited about moving down the road. So these are coming down. I want to make sure that every person gets one. Guys, let me get your attention for 1 second. As you finish up with this questionnaire, you're going to see on the front table that it has a sign with each of your divisions. You're going to take your questionnaire and you're going to put it in front of whatever division coincides with where you work. So we have up front here, Powerhouse. We have the DC Metro Division. We have all of them in order here too. So when you finish up with your questionnaire, you'll stack them up here accordingly. Branches, you should also fill this out, as well as senior branches. All representatives in the room should fill one of these out. Current pilot sales managers, assistant managers should complete one of these. And district managers, if you can help answering any questions as this is being filled out, make sure it gets to the appropriate spot up front here.
One other quick announcement. If any of the ladies out there are missing a bracelet, come up here. Just check your wrist.
The only drawing I saw was what, Ryan? It was right before the beginning. Do we have any more of those questionnaires floating around? That was fantastic. You're talking this one, we did all the drawings.
If you could pass any extras to your district managers, we have a few people on the ends here that need them. So if you could pass any extras, we have some extras in the back there. Cool. Raise your hand if you need one. We have a few extras that can pass out.
What are the dates for this? I see.
February 20th and 21st.
For New Year's Eve.
You guys are at Harrod.
Are you going to that one? Like, which one are you
I'm
going
probably going to Boston.
They're gonna separate all of you. Last year, Ashley was at ours.
Yeah. Let me see. Who is it? Am I yelling him? I know most of them. Were they sleeping?
Right. There's a fill it out.
Yeah, right.
What kind of attitude is that? I don't appreciate that.
You might become a manager before I'm a sales rep.
Hey, I mean, we promote people at like 4K sales.
Really?
I don't agree
Cool,
with
good
it.
thing you got that on camera.
Oh. Erase that.
Can't. I'll erase the whole thing. You can't edit video in here. It doesn't work like that. It's bad too. I was thinking about cutting it for this break. Good thing I didn't. I also got damn a lot.
You don't like shit.
Yeah.
That means you got me. You don't like shit.
Yeah.
We are too.
I am capable of operating.
You sound like
You could have warned me, man.
what is it you're gonna say something